there. Pop up. Yeah. That's what threw me off.
All right.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, welcome y'all to the Reality or Not podcast. So let's talk about it with my homeboy Sid, and this I'm DJ Reality. Sid, how you doing today?
Good. What's going on?
Not much, man. Life is good. Chilling like a villain. Last name Macmillan. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I've been relaxing. It's been an amazing week for me.
Okay.
Because I've done nothing.
That's good.
But just hang on. That's it.
That's good. Nah, figuring it out, man. That's life, man. Everything's cool. Trying to figure out if I'm a potentially have to have surgery, but you know, life is what it is. I'm hoping to avoid it. So if you see me on the camera stretching back and forth on my neck, hey, it is what it is. I might have to have your boy might have to have surgery.
It's okay. It's aging. It's okay.
Yeah, man. Age will catch up to you, man. And I'm okay with it. You know, like people was all telling me like, oh, well, you having surgery. Oh no. And I'm like, nah, I want this shit over with.
Correct.
Like shit. I mean, people be thinking, you know, when you tell them something that is news to them, so they're reacting based off of news that they've just gotten. Right. Versus, you know, I've been dealing with pain and stuff like that for the past 2 years. So I'm like, no, like I've done all of the things. I've done the physical therapies. I've done the everything that makes sense to be able to repair it. You know, so if it doesn't work, nah, you gotta get that shit fixed. Like especially when it's just like a shooting pain. So as I said, and when you see me over here stretching, doing some weird shit, standing up, make sure my back is straight, then I mean, it is what it is.
That's okay. We got get your little old home remedy. Your grandma
some tussin?
Get some tussin, right? some olive oil or something. You have to rub it.
Okay, so randomly, why the fuck were we putting olive oil on our forehead? I never understood that thing. Hey, why was that a thing?
You know, they believe that was anointing oil. And that was the thing in the church. So, you know,
some of my black folk traditions, don't get me wrong. I mean, I fuck with my people, but I was like, why the, like, I mean, even if they did it in church, I mean, if my mom did it at home or my grandma did it, I'm like, why the fuck you putting olive oil on my forehead or shit? I don't even remember. Black folks, I don't even remember olive. I don't remember us having olive oil. Like olive oil wasn't like that prevalent in like it was Crisco,
bacon, any kind of oil they can find. But you know what? That was then. We don't get off of that because I can go on a whole tangent.
All right, cool. All right, well, let's jump into it. I know we was talking about just a second ago, and we had some interesting conversations. And ironically, I'll mention this is that we had a whole podcast going, and we not having recording. So I just want to make sure that we track everything. I see it was all on me. I take full responsibility on that one. But we was talking about the situation with the basketball wives. And how the daughter or the mom hit the daughter after she tried to go after, and it was just a unique thing to see on video, and there's a lot of chatter that's going on about it. But how did you feel about that situation?
And I'm gonna keep it brief. There are times we all have some type of issue with our parents. A lot of us was not raised in a 2-parent home. There were some that were. Thank God for that. Some of us, a lot of us wasn't. We didn't have the best relationship with that parent. So in this episode, me personally, Mom Jackie, she gave her a lot of grace. And I'm talking to us old school folk. She gave her a lot of grace. Because once I told her 1 time, 2 times, 3 times to leave my room, and she still wanted to run that mouth, I would have been karate chopped her. I would have been kicked her in the throat. So that's my take. And so when Jackie got to like leave my room, and then Jackie was gonna lead her out her room, and she pushed her mom, her punch on the face, that was warranted. She deserved that punch.
And I'm with that. I mean, don't put your hands on me for one. I mean, not the mom, but like the daughter, you know, pushing and stuff like that. But you know, you have to give people their space when they ask for their space. You know, if someone, and I'm not big on arguing, right? I'm big on having a conversation, on debate and understanding, I feel like when we're talking,
he wants to be modest.
Listen, I feel like people don't know how to talk to each other no more. They either feel like you have to talk at this level or not talk at all. Or when I say not talk at all, you're supposed to just understand what people are saying without them saying it. Like you're supposed to be a mind.
We also have to understand that everyone, when they come at you and they feel some type of way, they're not yelling. Some of us are very passionate about how we feel, and sometimes passion that can elevate your voice, but it's not like I'm not angry with you. I'm just like I'm expressing,
and it's dope to be passionate. Right. Like I would love to have a conversation where you're passionate. Like I'm not going to tell somebody. The worst thing you could tell somebody in a conversation is stop yelling.
Or calm down.
Calm down.
Ooh, that's a trigger for me.
Listen, or lower your voice. Yeah. I'm saying things the way that I'm saying them, and that's how I feel about it. Now, if I'm yelling, if I'm like, then yeah, I'm yelling. But if I'm saying things to you in a way that you may not like to receive it, hell, give me less energy, then my voice will probably come down.
And I think you have to learn, well, again, depends on the dichotomy of your relationship and what that looks like and how, again, y'all connect. But you have to know my personality. You have to know me. Mm-hmm. So if I'm passionate and you say you love me, I will hope you understand when I'm speaking to you in a certain way. I'm passionate because you should be able to know when I'm angry. Mm-hmm. But when we want to like try to play victim and you want to take my passion as, oh, I'm yelling, I'm angry, this is why I don't want to listen to you and because you're deflecting.
Yeah.
This is where you fall into issue with me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I'm done.
Deflection is the worst because sometimes, like, I hate when people take their trauma and, say for instance, if you have an issue with somebody, they'll say that they have an issue with you, but they never mention it. So now you're almost debating two different things. Like, say for instance, if I'm like, something silly, right? You were supposed to wash the dishes. And you were like, well, you didn't sweep the floor. It was like, well, let's focus on the dishes. Get the dishes fucking washed. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just as an example. Extreme example, but at the same time, it's like you're deflecting to say, well, you didn't do this either. It's like, well, no, if you had said something about me sweeping the floor, if I told you, like my mom, if she told me to get up and take out the trash, I don't take out the trash, you know, then that's what I was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? But then if she forgets to leave me lunch money, you know what I'm saying, to go to school, and I'm like, well, but you didn't leave me no lunch money to go to school. It's like, well, you didn't say anything about leaving me no lunch money, and I wasn't supposed to remember. But I told your ass last night when we finished eating, make sure you take out that trash before I'm headed to work.
We have to find a better way because that deflection or that tick for tat type of behavior, see, that doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for me, and it just goes wrong. You lose me when you start going tick for tat. I'm just like, okay, what's the point? And so one thing, if anyone that knows me know, I'm walk away. I'm done with it. Like, fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
And if I have to do it myself, I don't need you.
Yeah.
Move on. I'm good. So it is what it is.
No, and that's the interesting part too. Like, even, you know, if you delve into relationships and stuff like that, and we don't have to go full head on because I really want you to tell, like, I want to go into the part about, you know, trying your parent, because that was, you know, how we triggered the conversation. But, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's easier, you know, you say, hey, I can walk away. Sometimes it's easier to do things on your own than to try to figure out how to do things with other people. So, I mean, people will say, well, you know, you'll go to the movies by yourself. Yes, I will go to the movies by myself. And it's not, you know, to make somebody else feel a certain kind of way. But if I say, hey, look, I want to go see Avengers, and you're like, oh, well, shoot, Thursday night isn't good for me. I'm still going to go see Avengers.
That's interesting because I have a hard time with going to the movies by myself. I don't want to go to the movies by myself. If that's the case, I sit in my living room and watch my 100 inches of.
But if the movie, you know, what the movie's just dropping, and you want to see a movie,
but I can.
You're not going by yourself?
No, I don't want to go by myself.
You're a good one. No,
that's no fun.
I will go eat by myself.
Nah, that's different.
Okay.
Movies, yeah. Eat by myself, yeah. I date myself. Yeah. I go eat. So it's this, and
Why the movies? I'm confused. Why not the movies?
I don't know. Maybe I just don't want to sit in a movie theater by myself. It's just me. I don't know. That's just
I get you. No, everybody have their preferences. But like, say if this movie, as an example, you're like, oh man, I can't wait to see this movie.
But hold on, that's why I didn't have. That's why I haven't gone to see Sinners yet. Because I want everybody to talk about Sinners. I didn't want to go by myself. That's why I haven't seen it yet. Well, when it was big, I saw the movie. But okay. What I'm saying is when it was coming out,
I was okay with seeing it by myself.
I didn't want to see it by myself. So that's all I'm saying.
I mean, I ended up going, but like I was okay if I had saw it by myself.
Now, but I will say this about by myself going out, what have you. And this is something I tell my kids, and I hope no one take offense. But at the end of the day, if I ask one of my kids, or if they ask me something, hey, Dad, can you do this? Or can you go here? Or can you pay for this? Or anyways, whatever they may be. They may ask for something. I may ask them for something they can't do, or they have an attitude, what it may be. One thing I've learned, I don't mind going to dinner. I don't mind, just having fun shopping, etc. by myself, because I'm never mad at not spending my money on Negro. Mm-hmm. I'm not mad. Mm-hmm. Kids and I don't care. Mm-hmm. I keep my money to myself. I am not mad not to spend my money on you. Mm-hmm. I'm not mad not to loan. Because first of all, I don't even loan money. That's nothing. I don't loan money. No, I will give you $20. That's it, and you can keep that. Mm-hmm. Don't even give it back. Anything if I said no, you can't get nothing from me, because I don't want to lose a friendship because you can't pay me back $60. We're not even playing that game anymore. I'm good.
I'm okay. I'm okay with not necessarily losing a friendship, but I'm okay with putting that person in a specific box to not give them money anymore. So like, if I loan somebody some money, and I'm all about paying people back. That's just I don't like owing nobody for one.
Correct.
So I try not to even borrow money. So I only borrow when I have to. Like literally, it's out of desperation. So I'm trying to figure out
that $25 you found.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I'm literally like, nah. I mean, I want to make sure that, if I need to borrow it again,
right,
you're good.
You got a good source.
Yeah.
Correct.
So I'm gonna always, make sure that even if not necessarily if it breaks me, but I'm gonna make sure that you get your money back. But it's just always interesting with people that some people don't believe in that. Did I tell the story about me loaning money to this woman?
No.
Oh man, I don't know if I tell
the story.
So this woman, right? And like I said, I wasn't even seeing her or anything like that. Okay. This is like maybe 2015, 2016. My boy Rich, he hit me up. He was like, man, I'm over here trying to help my friend move. And I had a van at the time. He was like, can you come so we can get the stuff out of here a little bit quicker? And I was like, sure, why not? Blah, blah, blah. So then we helping her move. And, nice. We kind of talking. Like I said, she was cute, but, like nothing was, but like I didn't like go after her like that. Mm-hmm. So, but then, but we did exchange numbers. But then I'm talking to her, and she's telling me like her situation. This is one of the first times it's almost like not like kind of like that, but what's the movie where they's robbing the four women were robbing.
Set It Off.
Yeah, Set It Off. Uh-huh. Yeah, it was like she was in need of money, but she didn't have it. But she said she'd give it back to me. So I was like, well, he's like, how much? I was like, how much are you looking for? And she had said like 10 or 1,000 or 15. I was like, well, hey, okay. I was like, this is what I do. I was like, I don't really have it like that, but I was like, I'll loan you 400. I was like, but I have to have it back by Friday. She's like, well, I have it back by Friday. I get paid. Da, da, da. This is Wednesday.
Okay.
So I didn't see it as but then I checked with Rich. I was like, Rich, is she, what's the word I'm looking for? Is she reliable to give me my money back? So Rich kind of co-signed her. And like I said, still nothing between us was going to happen. Like I had no intentions on it, but I was like, well, she was in need. So that's why I said it was kind of like a set off thing, but like I wasn't trying to smash or anything like that. But anyway, Loaned her the money.
I got a follow-up question, but I go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, it's fine. Anyway, loaned her the money. Friday comes. Like I said, this ain't, like I said, no sex, none of that, because I know your question probably got something associated to that. But anyway, Friday comes. I was like, yo, where my money? She's like, oh, man, this didn't work out, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool. When you gonna have it? She was like, well, I'll have it Tuesday. I was like, okay, cool. Tuesday comes. And I'm very diligent on if you say a date or if you say I'm gonna do this, that, and the other. So I'm hitting you like Tuesday, good morning, where my money? You know, like she was like, I won't have it. Apartment fell through, blah, blah, blah. I was like, so if the apartment fell through, you should have got your money back. So you should be able to give me my money. So I'm like, well, I was like, when are you gonna have my money? She was like, in 2 weeks. I was like, okay, 2 weeks from Tuesday. I was like, does Friday work for you to give me my money back from that Tuesday? You know, I was giving her 2 weeks and 4 days or whatever, however the math works out. So we get to Friday. I'm like, hey, you have my money. And mind you, when people owe you money, you have to keep the interaction going.
Right.
And you don't have to keep, like, you got to keep it cordial. So it's like, because they could disappear on you. I don't know where she's staying, you know, because hell, she told me her apartment fell through, and so I'm just hoping. Only connection I have with her at this point in time is through phone. Friday comes, I'm like, okay, where's my money? She's like, I think you should ask God for it. And I was like, what? I haven't loaned anybody that I wasn't with any money since.
So let me ask you something. Two things you said. Cute and cordial. So if it was me,
ugly and me.
No. If it was me, another guy friend, or some because he said cute, some ugly woman, would you have loaned me that $400 if I needed it that day? Would you loan it to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, but
because I feel as though you was with cute, and then you said I need to keep it cordial. Would you have kept it cordial with a man, calling him good morning, yada yada yada, kept that dialogue going to see if you was going to get?
You know, so you brought. I'll give you a prime example, right? You brought up a good example in the last podcast about us, about how open and giving that I can be, as far as, hey, you know, I'll meet you at the house, I'm gonna open up the door. As I said, you could have took all my shit. You could have been like, oh nah, fuck them shoes, fuck them Legos, fuck all that shit. You could have literally just came in this bitch and cooked burgers and had a field day.
Right.
I looked at it as, like I said, I don't know what, I mean, she was cute, but it wasn't anything I was going after.
Okay, gotcha.
But that didn't play a part in me getting my money. Yeah. But what played a part was she was in need. You know, so if somebody ever asked me for something, and if it's something as simple as something that they tell me I can give it back to you, I'm like, okay, cool. But fast forward 2024. Rich hits me up. He was like, hey, what's her name? Liz is asking about you, blah, blah, blah. Just trying to see how you just doing. I was like, okay, cool. You're like, I'm not giving her no money, but you know, it is what it is. But
she got that 400.
She hit me up. He was like, is it cool if she hit you up? I was like, yeah. I was like I said, there was nothing, you know, that I was salty about, with the exception of not getting my money.
Right.
Like, that's the only thing I was like, I mean, I'm not going to fight nobody for the 400. I just, like I said, I like people to show me who they are.
Right.
So in that, it was a $400 expense, but them showing me that, I don't have to ever talk to that person again, or I can just box them into that's the person I don't give money to, but I can have a friendship with or a cordial
So would it have been, and I don't know if I can say this on here, you can edit it if I can, but would it have been different if you gave her 400 and she gave some pussy versus you gave her 400?
No, you can keep it on there. No,
okay.
No, I want my money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
Even if she gave you some.
Yeah, I'm not giving nobody money. That's prostitution.
Well, that's not how everyone sees it. I get what you say. It is prostitution. However, men pay more for that. I'm just saying, and
I'm never paying for it. Period.
Y'all stop paying for pussy.
I mean, you pay for it. What you call it? You pay for it within.
You pay for it to keep the drama out your.
No. I'm saying like a relationship. Like when people when you monetize and you say, well, it's like okay, a relationship. You're quote unquote paying for it, but it's I wouldn't say you're paying for it. You're investing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's another way.
That's a good way
to look at it. Like you're investing in a relationship. You're not paying for.
I was talking about investing in a relationship. We just talking about a one-off.
Yeah, that's paying.
You may get.
But that's literally that's paying for them to leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just think you don't want the drama. I won't say prostitution. I just want the drama coming back to my home.
Yeah, you pay for them to leave.
Okay.
That's prostitution.
All right. Okay.
That's literally prostitution.
He cleared it up. All right.
But what I'm saying is like, okay, so I said fast forward. I'm talking to her. You know what I mean? Like, hey, how you doing? Da da da. Everything's good with you. Blah blah blah. She's like, well, I'm going through this. Da da da. I'm like, wait, hold on, you. This 10 years later, and you're still trying to.
She's still going through.
Not trying not to be a dick about it. Well, of course, I had the opportunity to, and I took full advantage of it.
I think you did.
Look, I took full advantage of it, and I was just like. She was like, well, I was like, what'd she say? She said something to the extent that, well, because I told her, I was like, well, I was in a position too. I was, still looking for. I mean, I was just starting a job, and I was like, well, but I wasn't gonna loan her any money anyway, just because of what she had did before. And what she said, well, I'm a fast forward it. She said something. I was like, well, maybe you should ask God for it. Oh. And this is via text. She was like, well, what do you mean? I was like, well, that's what you told me, like 2015, 2016, whatever. That's what she told me. That she literally told me to ask God for my own money. I was like, no, I'm asking you because you are the person that I gave it to.
So that's why I don't loan money to anybody. I got $20 to give. Just so we're clear.
$20 right off.
That's it. If you want $20, you didn't get, there you go. We don't even have to talk about it again. It is what it is. But anything, nope. I don't loan money because of stories.
But it's crazy. Like, I'm trying to be not necessarily caring person, but just a giving person. But if I have it,
but let me help you out. I get you give. But even now, when someone asks someone, do you have $100? Yes, I do have it. See, I don't lie anymore. Nope, I do have it. I don't have it for you.
Look, I had a dude that reached out to me from, and I asked somebody else. He reached out to me on Facebook. He asked me for $20, and I was like, okay, it's $20. I ain't gonna trip on $20. So gave him $20. But then he turned around a few days later, asked for $20, and I'm like, all right, man. Well, this could be the last $20 you go get from me, and I gave him the $20. I gave him 40 total dollars.
Right.
Then he turned around and I was like, hey, look, I don't have any more money to give for you. I'm sorry. And that was the end of our conversation. We haven't talked since.
No, I would tell him I have it, but I'm just like giving it to you. I have it. See, I don't want to lie.
I didn't lie. I just said that. I was like, I'm not giving it to you no more. I'm done.
I tell them quick. No, I have it. See, I want them to know I have it. I have it. I'm just not loaning that to you. I'm not. I know who you are. So we're good.
But why would you what are you doing? Like, I can't look. I try. I'm big on not investing in the why. So I just don't understand, and it's okay for me to not understand somebody to keep asking somebody over and over, and then not doing right by that person.
Some people just get overs to me. They just try to find the easy way. They know who the easiest person. Okay, if I ask this person, they may give it to me. They may give it to me again.
Mm-hmm.
They're just like, okay, I can get away with it. No, I'm good. That's why I like that. Nope.
I don't want to get away with it. I just want to make sure that person gets their money back. If I'm borrowing some money from somebody, like I'm sitting up here, I'll ask them directly, like, well, how much do I owe you? How much do I owe you? If I ask them multiple times, like within that month's end, they're going to get their money back. Now, I do have some friends, and I have two in mind. If they call me tomorrow and say, "See, I need $2,000 for this," they have it like that, because I know when they say they always pay it back. Like so we're good. But those are the people that you gotta, that you deal with. Right. But I'm okay. And this is what I was saying, like when you put people in a certain box, right? It lets you know, like as you get older, in my opinion, you have less friends, you have less family, you have less coworkers. And when I say that, as in, I tell people all the time, like every company I work for, I don't talk to all of the coworkers that I worked at that previous company, so they're not your friends. Mm-hmm. Your friends are the people that you talk to. So, say for instance, my recent job, nobody said, "Hey, Sean, what's up? How you doing?" From my job before that, no one has said, "Hey, Sean, how you doing?" So let me ask you this before I lose track. Mm-hmm. So, what do you call family that you don't speak to? And let me give you an example. Before you answer that, okay, hear what I'm saying. Okay. Family. So you said something earlier because you were talking about family. When we were speaking on your nephew, and you said, because that's family. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad we were able to come back to this. Oh, he's a fuck nigga at the time. I'm trying to. So family. And I'm giving an example first. Okay. See what you're saying, then I can go into detail if we go. No. We're going to so family. Mm-hmm. I'm in a different city, and you got and your family where you was raised in a different city, and I'm being very general with this, but all your family in a different city. Now I'm the only one in this. You're the only person in this one city. Family is in your hometown or wherever that is. Mm-hmm. So while you're in this different city, family don't reach out. They don't call and say, "Hey, cat, dog, how you doing?" Nothing. First of all, if you died tomorrow, family wouldn't know. They will find out through friends via Facebook, etc. Yep. Correct. So what do we call them then? When you say friend, like you said, they're not friends. Like, so what we call those family that we don't, because I don't believe in that blood is thicker than water type of analogy. I don't. They're associates. There are people that I mentioned this in the last podcast, that they know you from 0 to 18. It was one of our little shorts. They know you from 0 to 18. They don't know you from 18 to 48. You know what I'm saying? So they don't know who you are as a person. So they are an associate. You can be comfortable with them. Like you can. I will say this. There's a bit more trust in the family that you didn't have any. Like I mentioned with the cousins still and stuff. Our relationship has definitely, like, it's almost like not a folklore, but it's almost as if, like, that's one of the stories I tell most people about when I don't trust family. You know what I'm saying? Whereas when it happened, I'm going through it. I'm looking at it as family, but we're closer. Right. You know what I'm saying? So as time spread us apart, it's kind of like, oh, that's a fuck nigga. Right. I don't fuck with him. Right. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it don't have to be that way, but that's how I see it in my head, because it hasn't been a reach out on, after I left my hometown. So, I mean, but to answer your question, I see them more so as associates, because they're not, like I said, I have closer family. I have closer family. Yeah. I have closer friends as family in college that I don't talk to that often. Does that make, like, I have one of my guys, like, I mean, he may feel this way, but he may not. But one of my friends, Kelvin, like, me and Kelvin literally went through everything at Michigan State. Kelvin will hear this, right? Yeah, I mean, I hope so. Like, we done went through everything. Like, I'm talking about, like, we done had damn near the same jobs, the same program, the same interns, the same after college jobs and stuff like that. And when I see him, it's nothing but love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even if I don't talk to him on the phone, or,
Right.
I mean, I text him every now and then, or we'll comment, like we in different chats on Facebook and stuff like that. But it's nothing but love. Like he's probably one of the closest people that I don't talk to on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? And it's no love lost. Like when I see him, it's all love. Bro, I ain't seen you, hugging, you know, all doing all of the things. So I don't have that with, like I said, with certain family that I consider associates, but I do have certain family, say for instance, my cousin, who I do a podcast with as well. We may not talk for 6 months or a year, but when I talk to him, we sit. That's essentially why we started the podcast.
Right.
I was like, damn. I told him, I was like, damn. Every time we talking for like 4 or 5 hours. Let's put this out there. And it's crazy. He had a podcast, or he has a podcast. I have a podcast. Fuck it. Let's record a podcast together. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying it's like it depends on the level of where you are at within your family. That like he's considered my best friend or my cousin. You know, like we it's funny, we grew up, we didn't even know we were cousins until like 1st or 2nd grade.
Oh wow.
And we stayed across the alley from each other.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Like literally, I mean, he told me that, and I didn't realize this, we was talking during the podcast. He told me that my mom told him to call her Aunt Evelyn, and he didn't know why initially, because you know that's how niggas was doing as far as parents. Right, look, that's how niggas was, but listen, my Uncle Joey, R.I.P., my Uncle Joey, he was doing whatever he was doing, but when it felt like the family said, no, you got Brian's your son, blah, blah, blah. But me and Brian didn't know that we were family, literally until like 1st, 2nd grade. Like I said, we went to kindergarten together. We went to kindergarten, elementary, -1 year. We went to junior high and high school all together. You know, we hung tough.
See, this is stuff we have to speak on, because you just said 2 things that I have 2 stories. I'm telling you, we don't speak on it enough as people of color, Black people. Mm-hmm. But I was like, my eldest sister wrote a book, and the family some of the family members bought a copy.
The family, fuck my husband.
Right. Some of the family bought a copy of the book. Mm-hmm. They did not like what my sister had said in this book, because even though she did not put names of individuals in the family, it was references. It doesn't mean them. She was just, speaking her truth, etc.
It's okay.
Well,
if I was a fuck nigga at one point in your life,
right,
then look, I have to accept that. Like, I'm not liked by everybody.
Right.
And you may not be liked by me. You know, like, and that's okay.
Correct. And she spoke of a brother that was gay, yada yada yada. Well, everybody knows she only got one brother. Mm-hmm. That's me.
That's funny.
And so everyone,
brother's name was Chitney.
Right. And so everyone was like, "Is she?" And so everyone, well, when the message got back to my sister, she thought I took offense at first. But what I told them is, I said, she could have been talking about me. I said, maybe she would. I said, my sister don't know me. I wasn't raised with her. She don't know me. Mm-hmm. If that makes sense. Mm-hmm. We was not raised. She was raised by my grandparents, my step grandparents. I was raised with my mom's mom. She was raised with my mom's dad and my step grandmother, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. So we didn't know. She doesn't know me. And so now, like, her and I talk now, my eldest is 9. She was just, and I said, they told you one story and you may have got upset, but I said what I said. You don't know me. You don't know me. And it's okay. Mm-hmm. Now, this is your opportunity to get to know me. But so her and I, we are better. That's my sis. Mm-hmm. I'm down for my sis, my eldest sis. So I'll say that. But you said something else about like family members not knowing, you didn't know who you're. That's what happened with my eldest brother. Well, not eldest. He's my second eldest brother. And so my second eldest brother is gay as well. Mm-hmm. My mom has 4 kids. Again, that's my mom. I'm the only boy. My mom has 3 girls. My dad has 5 boys. All of us have different mothers. Okay. So y'all just remember that. He Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah, all my sisters, we got different daddies.
Yeah, see, all different daddies. So my brother, we used to go to the whom I thought he was my friend. We used to go to the same gay clubs. Mm-hmm. My brother wanted to talk to me. However, what kept me from engaging or even trying to get to know him, I kept asking him, everybody say you and I look alike. Why we look alike? Who was your dad? Who's your mom? But we never had that conversation. So I'll say like 2 years passed and it was my birthday. My birthday is March 1st. I'm Pisces, all right. So, if y'all want to send me a gift, it's okay.
Aries, 26 days later, let's go.
Okay. So on my birthday, my brother and I was having a conversation. And again, I didn't know he was my brother. He liked me. Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, since everyone say that we look alike, what's your dad's name? Now, I knew my dad. I had never met my dad. At this time, I never met my dad. Mm-hmm. I didn't know who my dad was. I knew his name. My mom told me his name, how I could find him, et cetera, et cetera. He was in prison. Mm-hmm. So my brother's like, oh, this is my dad's name. And he got twin sisters. I knew my dad had twin sisters, and I knew his name. I was like, huh? I said, that's my dad's name. Mm-hmm. We're brothers. That's how we found out we were brothers.
Listen.
That's how we found we were brothers.
My younger sister, through my pop.
And he was trying to sleep with me. That's what I was saying. My brother was trying to sleep.
I wasn't necessarily trying to sleep with my sister, but I remember we were at this event in my hometown. I think it's called Party in the Park or Party. It was something in some local shit. And me and my cousin, Brian, mm-hmm. the one is no relation to her. And we had kind of, both saw her. And I was like, man, she's kind of cute. I'm thinking in my head, I didn't have the courage, to go holler. But, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, well, whatever. But my cousin went and hollered.
Okay.
Come to find out, this is my whole ass sister. I didn't find out she was my sister until 8th grade.
Oh wow!
Like we are literally like we at something. Like I said, my cousin, he has no relation to her because he's related through me through my uncle,
right,
and not through the other side.
Right.
But and she's related through my dad and not through my mom. And my mom and my dad and my mom and his uncle, or my mom and his dad is my uncle. So all of them said they're not related. But he hollered at her, and then he was talking to her, and then come to find out, she's like, dad is Bill Johnson, da da da. Like, that's my pops too. You know what I'm saying? So come to find out, we got the same dad.
Oh wow.
My brother, older brother, I knew that he was my brother. But only reason I knew that he was my brother was because we went to the same elementary. And I found out in elementary, I didn't find out early. I just knew maybe it was definitely later than my cousin, maybe 1st or 2nd grade. But I found out that was my brother. I didn't realize I had another older brother until I was walking, and some of my family knew, but this is the tough part about growing up in a small city and stuff like that.
Is that I want to keep everything, tell a story. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think that's a whole nother topic. Let's go into that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say
story.
I'm gonna say the older brother thing, but my older brother picked me up. He was I was walking with my sister down the street, and he picked me up. He's like, "Yo, I'm your brother," blah blah blah. And I'm like, oh damn! I literally I didn't find out about any of my family on my father's side directly. I have a picture. I need to find it. I have a picture of me, my sister, my brother that I'm the closest to, and my pops. It's one picture. It was within COVID. Took my pops old niggas like to go to Bob Evans type of shit. So we went to Bob Evans, took him out to eat, whatever. It was Bob Evans. Took him out to eat just for, because we never had that growing up. I'm talking like this is literally like 3-4 years ago. So it's just interesting that family dynamic that we don't, and this is what I was going to say, a whole other topic I feel like we need to talk about is why are we afraid to talk about things? Like why do we, like, I have an uncle, my uncle, he's my great uncle. There's this rumor that, he messed with two of my great aunts. So he has kids by this family,
right?
And then he has one kid by this family, but they won't admit, or no one will say that that's true, not true,
But that's how it was in our community. Like what happens in this house stays. We don't talk about it. That's how it was. That's that trauma.
But why don't we talk through family? Like why is it such a, like, things are dying?
They're not ready to talk about it.
But things are dying with these older people, and nobody's saying anything.
This is why family reunions are not in existence anymore, because all the old folk are dying off.
Yeah. And
we're not having those reunions again, and because we will see some of this stuff play out if we had reunions. So I hear you, because listen, this is why we need to have these conversations about dad, mom, who they slept with, what have you, because we don't be laying around with siblings.
So look at it like it happens. I don't like to tell people stories because I like them to voice them themselves, but sometimes people won't tell them stories. But one time I was talking to my mom, and like I said, I'm not gonna go fully into her story, but one time I was talking to my mom, she came and visit me in Atlanta, and I'm talking to her, and I'm not gonna say the individual,
right?
But she was like, because I would go and visit him because he's family.
Right.
And she's like, "Oh, you don't know what he does. Like, he touched me the wrong way, and he did stuff to me." And I'm like, we on our way to Whole Foods in the middle of COVID, and you just dropped this megaton bomb on me. And I'm, like I told you, I try to be more of the empathetic, more of the listener now, just because I don't like to tell people how to solve problems anymore. Like, if you ask me how I can, what's my opinion on it, I'll tell you, and I'll tell you what my experience is, and then I'll go from there. But I'm talking to her, and she's like, "Well, you don't know, blah, blah, blah. He did this to me when I was younger." And I'm like, "Yo, tell me more." Like, I'm like, like, these are the things, like, you're 70, at that point in time, like 69, 70 years old.
But this is so prevalent.
Mm-hmm.
And to that point, and I didn't think we was going to get on this subject. That's why I didn't think we was going to talk about it. I wasn't ready. Well, not that I'm not ready to talk about it.
Yeah, no, we pivot conversations a lot.
However,
we still got to talk about your daughter in the car.
However, right, that's right.
Because we're not letting that ride without talking about that, or my porn or my nephew's porn
and his selection, his porn selection. So we definitely, but no. As it pertains,
2 sticks in one chick. I was reading these titles. Look, it's still on my I couldn't find it, but it's still on my MySpace page. I wrote a story.
Well, he in prison now. He can act all that out if he wants to. So. But no, to your point, that, like myself, and this is why, and I'm going through therapy. Let me say this. I have this trauma with heterosexual men. I'm not saying all men, so allow me to be clear. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about all heterosexual men. But like how you said how they felt as though this is what happened with them. Same with me. From the age 5 years old to 9 years old, I was molested by my uncles, 3 of my uncles. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to give names, of course, but I was molested by my uncles. And so my uncles are married today. Mm-hmm. And so it's like everyone frowned upon me, family members, my lifestyle, or people will make comments about me. Mm-hmm. But we have nothing to say about the men that instilled that into a child at 5 years old. A child should know anything about sex
at all.
That's all I'm saying. Mm-hmm. And so it happened. And so I will be transparent with that. I was forced to do oral. And with that, most women believe that's why, and this is another topic, but that's why as it pertains to like penetration, what have you, I have no interest in penetration. That's why I was able to get married to a woman, because I always liked women. That's why I was able to get married. I had children. I have 2 biological children. I was married to a real woman. A woman was never an issue for me. Never an issue for me. However, because of what was done to me, penetration was not my thing. Now, would I get some oral? Yes, because that's what I was exposed to. If that makes, am I making sense when I said it? Yeah. Because that's what I was exposed to. So sometimes we get caught up in like when something they hear and see that someone is gay. Oh, he just want to be screwed in a butt, and like some of the stupid stuff that heterosexual men and women say. That is so far from the truth.
That is
literally so far
one of the. So, and I'm gonna let you finish, but one thing we do need to continue, or we need to talk about, is stupid ass stereotypes that you feel like, and we ain't gotta go through all of them, but it could be like your top 5 stupid stereotypes of things that heterosexual people. And I don't even just because I think. I can be wrong, and you can correct me, and you can speak from your perspective, not from the whole LGBTQ community. Or whatever.
I'm talking from my perspective.
Yeah, but it's just like I feel like women identify with homosexual men easier than they would than heterosexual men.
Absolutely. And first and foremost, I think a lot of heterosexual women identify with homosexual men because we share some type of trauma together. If that makes, and whatever that looks like, I can't just be specific on that because that comes in different types of trauma. They may have been harassed and molested. I've been molested, so we can connect on molestation. We could connect on like most folk that know, like there's a difference. I'm gay, but then they say I'm feminine. I'm not. Femininity does not make me gay. Let's be clear. No. I'm not gay because I'm feminine. I got into the lifestyle because I was exposed being molested, and I want to be clear. Because I was molested, I was exposed to certain things. I picked that up. Yeah, did I struggle with it? I struggled with it a lot, but I get into the cup. Okay, I don't mind. I'll do this, but like penetration, I got to be connected to you, but I'm just not doing that. That's not my thing. Whatever. However, because I was violated by men, I felt safe around women. I hung around women. Women was my go-to. That was my safety net, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So when it pertains to my femininity, it's because I picked up the mannerisms because that's all I wanted to be around was women. I felt safe around women, not safe. I didn't want to be around men. Like pee and all that changing, I did not want to do that. And most guys think, you look at me, bro, you don't understand. I ain't even trying to look big. I'm trying to get out the gym. I don't want to be here. But because of a grade, I have to be in here. Yeah. So people, they say stuff, and this is why the community, the gay community, LGBTQ plus, etc. This is why they have a hard time because folk don't want to take the time to understand. We all have there may be a trauma there. You don't know. Have a conversation with me. I would love to have a conversation with my heterosexual men. It's like, bro, I'm for you. I'm with you. I got you. I would never disrespect you. Even my heterosexual women, I got you. I'm not trying to disrespect you. But I need you to understand my plight as well, what I've gone through, etc. And see, when you're not ready to receive, you just go on and you're just not ready. This is why we have this conflict between the two or the three.
No, I like, so let me ask this question with that. Do you feel that you receive the support that you're willing to give? Like, go ahead.
No. Give the example so I make sure.
Yeah. So as an example, right? You're openly, and let me make sure because that it could be offensive. No, it's homosexual offensive. Is that
Absolutely
a homosexual
not.
word?
Not
Okay,
to me. Absolutely
cool.
not.
All right, cool. Because some people can make it offensive just based
No.
off of tone, whatever. But so, do you feel, say for instance, because you had mentioned that I would support heterosexual men, heterosexual women, and I want that support. So do you feel like that support is reciprocated for you?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
And let me tell you why. I will go hard. First of all, I'm pro. Maybe I should be saying it because someone may hear, but I'm pro-black. I love my black people.
It's okay.
I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I'm for black men and women. But when I'm out, I may be looking how I look, looking good, whatever, because I'm gonna say that I'm gonna look good anyway.
Hey, look, stunning.
But
stun on them.
I am. But it saddens me when I can walk in a room and black men won't speak to me. You won't even nod your head. You won't say hello. You won't say nothing because you see my look. It saddens me to see that black men would do that to me. You why you just can't nod your head, but like, what's up? I don't want you because you're saying what's up. I'm just speaking to another black man. But listen, what's up, black man?
Okay, so let me ask you. So, and this is why I have a problem. I mean, we kind of touched on this the last podcast. And I know for me personally, I'm more so flattered that somebody could be like, oh, that nigga sexy. You know what I'm saying? Whether man or woman, like, but that doesn't mean that we fucking or anything like that, right? Like, so in that sense that I can be like, oh, Sydney a good looking dude. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean like Sydney wants to smash me or I want to smash.
But however, though, to your point, I'm gonna say this. Beyond that, when I see another black man or woman, I don't even have that he may think or I may think he, or I may think she, or she may think me. That's not even mine. I'm speaking to a black queen and a black king. That's it. What's up, my brother? What's up, my sister? That's it.
Look,
nothing more, nothing less.
The dope part about our interaction, we've talked about this in the last podcast or the first podcast, is, and I didn't fully go into like my perception of you, and I'm gonna say this: when we met, I didn't think, oh, that's a gay man. I took it at like you. I looked at it and give it a little more context. He was in the hunt for liquor. He was asking me. He asked me where the liquor was at. And like I said, we mentioned this last podcast. I didn't look at the conversation as, oh well. And like I said, I'm not trying to put myself on this pedestal or anything like that. Right. But at the same time, I didn't look at you as heterosexual, homosexual. I looked at it as I'm trying to help the next person. Whether it could have been a bad thing because we talked about liquor, but at the same time,
but I was looking for liquor.
I was like, yo, I have liquor in my cooler. Right. You can get some. I don't. We ain't tripping off.
And that made my day. I was like, oh yeah, what's up? Let me get some. Right, that's it. I'm like, what's up? Let me get some.
Yeah. So I say all that to say it's just weird when people feel like you have to separate or you have to draw a line between the two. Like, and I've never been drawing a line based off of sexuality. Like I could draw a line based off of beliefs and be like, well, if you say, hey, look, I believe in the devil, I'm like, all right, shit.
That's your business.
That's your beliefs. I don't have to rock with that. That's cool. But me you and just like, okay, no, he's a genuine dude. I didn't think that genuine part came from your sexuality. It came from who you was as a person.
Correct.
So.
And I will hope that I hope, pray, whatever, like the day that we as, like I said, black people, period, which be like, guess what? We have. Yeah. Everybody have always been against us. We
segregate ourselves so much. We find reasons, whether it's religion, whether it's sexuality, whether it's preference, etc. Like we find a way to separate ourselves. And it's like, let's all unite. And then like say for instance, you say like something as simple as, I don't know, what was the shit that you used to do back in the day with the in DC when they with the march on when we had the black folks shit in like 95. 95, 96. I can't remember the name of it, but we did a march, Million
Man March.
Million Man March. It's almost like we had the Million Man March. It's like, well,
and
why is the gay man here?
But right, we want a million men too. We want we're men too. You may not. That's all I'm saying. Like, and
why separate it where you can come together and it's a lot stronger is what I'm saying.
And I do get it. I would say this to my Black men and women: there are some bad apples out there, but that's in every race, creed, everything. There are bad apples everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Every homosexual man is not trying to put a heterosexual man on blast. Every homosexual man or woman don't think that every heterosexual man or woman is gay and all. We don't think. Some of us old school, we have careers like we're not thinking that. Even knowing you can never say, since I've never disrespected you. I respect you. I support you. I love what you're doing because we're speaking to the community, our community, etc., and whoever else listens. It just always, but you've always treated me well. I respect that. I do believe in my heart you respect me. You may have never told me, but I'm telling you, this is what I believe. So I need us to get out of that mindset that I want something from you because I'm a homosexual man. No. If anything, I'm moving past that trauma that I've dealt with heterosexual men touching
and seeing.
Right. So
it doesn't always have to be the way that I thought it was before.
I'm moving past that and trying to connect with heterosexual men. But like, all right, we can be bros, whatever. They ain't got. It doesn't always have to be. That's it. That helps my trauma. Like I'm trying, but it is what it is. I know everyone that's not.
And I'll give an example. Right, the environment, and I mentioned this in the last podcast of one of my good friends that I grew up with, Vince. Whatever, but we all knew that he was gay and all that stuff, but it wasn't like a big thing, of all the people that were openly gay within high school, elementary, junior high, all that stuff. So I remember getting to college, right? I get to college. Here's another story. I got stories for days, but I'm like we had the icebreaker, and I'm cool with this dude to this day. Still, we talk on Facebook from time to time. But my boy Corey takes me to the icebreaker,
right?
And I see this. I'm like, damn, she kind of thick. And he's like, no, that's he's like, no, that's Timothy. And I was like, what? I was like, no. I was like, but then turned around. Straight dude. And I was like, that's cool for Tim to be who he was. That wasn't what I was looking for, etc. But understanding that I could care less about, like, I wasn't like, that's Tim. I was like, that's Tim. Right. And that's just who he is as a person. And I feel like sometimes people weren't raised to think like, oh, well, it has to be one way and not the other. And that's the difficult part. So, like whether it's like I said, I can be a unique situation or an anomaly when we're talking about heterosexual men that are accepted, because there can be men out there that's willing to do it. But honestly, in my opinion, I don't think that there's a lot. And like I said, I can't make everybody think the right way to be like, but I think that they need to have a conversation. They don't necessarily have to have a conversation with you, but I think they should understand our conversation.
Somebody said this, and I don't know who said it. It was on a podcast, and someone could do the research, but someone said, matter of fact, it was President Obama.
Okay.
He was stating how one of his professors was gay, and that was one of his best friends. They were like, you need a gay man. Sometimes
my sweet mate was gay, and he told me he was like, yo, and we would have these conversations about gay being biological. Like we would have like
we teach you how to dress. Sometimes first of all, even with you and y'all, I'm not going into detail, but like I told him, we talking about his house. I said, I could tell you live here. I could tell a man live here. That's all I say. I can tell. Being who I am, I could tell who lives here. So it's like having that type of friend. You never know where it will take you. And I tell my heterosexual brothers that really love me, I hook them up with women all the time because women love me.
Mm-hmm.
I respect my black queens. My mom is black. Listen,
Mm-hmm.
I love black women, but black women now we connect because you gotta remember I felt safe with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I have this space with black women. First of all, I don't disrespect what I love black women.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get with my sisters,
Mm-hmm.
and I let them know, baby, no, listen, but they be looking for men.
Mm-hmm.
I do meet some good men, and because they know me, does not mean that he's gay. I got some good heterosexual men that you'll be good for, and I always try to hook them up with my good heterosexual men, with our friends. I do, and so it actually works out because matter of fact, I've met 3 of my girlfriends. They're married to this day. I connect them with. So,
but they out here talking about the dating pool is dirty and all that stuff.
It's not.
You just got to pick the right ones and be in the right circles because you keep picking the wrong ones.
Correct.
Is what Cat Williams said. He said, you keep picking ain't shit niggas, you must be an ain't shit bitch.
Correct.
And I was like, damn, like when he said it as clear as it can be.
But it's the truth. Mm-hmm. It's something about you that attract that certain type of woman or man. It's something about you.
Yeah.
And you be like, I keep finding these wrong. No, baby, that's about you keep tracking the wrong ones.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Because you may get those ones that's soft spoken. He may not be as rough around the edges like others, and you missing out because you like that bad boy stuff. See, that's your problem, baby. You gotta check yourself. You gotta do some therapy to get some counseling done. So, and listen, I'm preaching to the choir because I'm that way. Let me figure out. I like more masculine, etc. However, I got to learn how to just, be open.
Yeah, I mean, check out your options. Because the thing is, when you keep it's almost like this ain't gonna get me canceled, but I remember Kevin Samuels, like the first thing that made him go viral was that woman that was 5'6", 2 kids. She was saying that she said that she was overweight, and she said she wanted a 6'5" man that was make 100 figures with no kids.
Right.
And I was like, well, you really take yourself out of the pool where you're talking like less than 1% of men are 6'5". So now you're really searching within this whole United States.
That makes 100 figures.
Hell, and even if you say, well, okay, I want 6'5" black man, and then it's like that makes 100 figures that has no kids, and that's da da da. It's like you gotta not to say you have to settle, but you gotta be like, well, shoot, let me see if I can find
you gotta be able to compromise
a 6'1" in figure and see if that works.
5'11", 6 foot, like they make.
So let's pivot. So one thing I did want to, because I do not want this conversation to be missed, because that was the funniest. So we go circle back to the housewives thing, and I want to. Oh yeah, okay, cool. All right, cool. Let's pause. Yeah.
You can go down.
I got you. All right, so tell me about this story, and we had mentioned this before. Tell me about this story, and this is where we come from when we was talking about the housewives or the basketball wives. Talking about the basketball wives and the mom swinging on the daughter. So you had an interesting story that I really want you to tell, and I'll tell my story about the crazy films that was ordered on my television.
By your nephew, okay.
So, but yeah, with my nephew. But go ahead and jump into it, please.
I would look my daughter and I, again.
You told it so perfectly. Right. Really. I'm so sorry that I messed up.
It's not, but we were good. But anyways, I was getting up. She typically will Uber to work because again, she had to be up early. She had to be at work at 6. I had to be maybe work at 8 anyway. So I like my sleep. Mm-hmm. I hate for anyone to disrupt my sleep. So those of y'all that don't like your sleep disrupted, hey, I feel you. So she was like, I guess the Uber canceled on her. I don't know what happened. And so she was like, Dad, can you take me to work? Now, mind you, I'm already agitated and aggravated because I didn't want to take her. I'm like, all right, let's go. Okay. So now I'm taking her to work, and she can tell like I'm silent. I'm not saying anything because I'm annoyed. Mm-hmm. Just leave me alone. I was quiet. I didn't say anything. And so she comes out her mouth and says, well, I could have called an Uber if you was going to be like that quiet. And so then I clicked. But what?
Mm-hmm.
You,
Well, one don't disturb my sleep.
I gotta stay home.
Uh-huh.
And so as I said, you know what? You can catch an Uber. Call another Uber. So as I was turning around, she decided to, she felt, I guess she got a little hair on her chest. She was beating her chest a little bit and was like, well, I can walk. And she took the seatbelt off, opened the door while I was turning around, and she rolled out the car.
That is
just
hilarious.
flipped. Mm-hmm. She flipped out the car all the way to the road. And so I stopped in the middle of the road and said, are you getting in or not? I did not get out to help her in. I did not ask her, was she okay? I didn't do any of those things because that was her being ugly and being disrespectful. So no. So I didn't care. I was like, okay, are you good? Her legs all scraped up, her knees.
No, that's crazy.
It was
I'm not going like it wasn't a similar situation, but I am going to tell the story about my nephew. But I had a cousin. I can't remember who, like if it was either my older cousin Rakeisha or my younger cousin Tari. One is 2 years older than me. One is 2 years younger than me. But we were arguing about this is in my Aunt Shirley's car, and I don't know if they didn't close the door good enough, but we were arguing about the front seat. They were in the front. They got in the front seat, and my aunt, I can't speak to how fast she was going. I know we couldn't have been no more than, I'm thinking I'm maybe 6 or 8, somewhere around there. I can, Ray or Tari can correct me on this one, but the corner hit. Man, the door flew open. That motherfucker was rolling as well. Like being younger, you don't know what. Like your daughter was older, but so of course, she had her scrapes and all that stuff. But being younger is like we didn't know what was going on. We just saw somebody fall out the car off of hitting the corner.
And what's crazy is why I believe that she was not angry because of her actions. Because she understood her actions. She was embarrassed. She was embarrassed more. Embarrassed, and she knew she already inconvenienced me.
Now look,
I didn't have to get up.
No, but look at it like this, right? For some, because she already talking shit, right? That's what I'm saying. Like when you talking shit, and then something like that happens, all you can do is just accept it and be like, I just need to get to work. Because then when you pull up, you like, all right, look, you get in the car, or you can still wait for this Uber. What you gonna do? And she was like, okay, I'm gonna get in this car and shut the fuck up and go to work.
See, at the end of the day, and those that may listen to this podcast and they have their opinion about what happened in that situation with my daughter. My daughter was 19 years old, grown. Mm-hmm. My daughter has a boyfriend. Mm-hmm. Baby, when you getting dicked down by a man, and maybe I can't say, but
you can say dick down.
When you getting dicked down by a man, let me tell you something. That's not our responsibility, because if you had a man that's dicking you down, he should have been making sure that you get to work.
That part.
Not me.
If you didn't have the Uber money or whatever,
right, you should have called
use his Uber.
Correct.
Account, so. You
already know how I felt. She knows why you catch Ubers. Your dad work. I work early as well. Mm-hmm. I have to travel. I cannot take you or get you to work 6 a.m. Mm-hmm. You got to, you got a man, baby. Tell your man to do it. Mm-hmm. Now, if you ask me, yeah, I'm annoyed. Now, I may not say anything, but I'm annoyed because I don't want to do it. But because you are my baby,
I'm gonna take care of you. Yeah.
I'm gonna take care of you. Yeah. But don't get an attitude and want to jump out the car. When she rolled out, I stopped and I just looked at her. And mind you, I was yet in the driver's seat, in my seatbelt. I didn't get out, nothing.
Did you laugh?
I did laugh. I looked at her, I said, are you gonna get up? I left her. And she can attest to this. I looked right at her. You gonna get back in or not? Because if she didn't, I was gonna leave. She could continue to walk with scraped legs and knees and all. I didn't care at that point.
And look, what's the term? The pride comes before the fall.
One thing about me, I have zero tolerance for disrespect. Zero. Don't try me.
That's funny. No, in the story that I told earlier with my nephew is how. So I'm a sneaker collector. I've been collecting for a good amount of time, and sneakers are like say for instance Jordans have numbers on them. So,
right.
So it's like the Jordan 1, Jordan 2, Jordan 3, Jordan 6, whatever. And I noticed some of my Jordans is missing. So I asked him about it. He tells me he don't know nothing. I'm like, all right, you gotta go. Because I told him at the time, I was with someone, but I was saying how I was like, it's me, you, and her, and she didn't stay there. So, and she wouldn't take my stuff. She don't have no reason. She done waited outside with me for shoes anyway. But all the men said he took my stuff, and I didn't say this earlier. He had a pair in his room that he was wearing.
Oh.
And he said that they I was like,
it wasn't yours.
They were clearly mine. So fast forward, well, not necessarily fast forward, it's like the next day. Oh no, take that back. Fast forward to me trying to watch this great show called The Office. So I'm trying to watch this show, and like I said, this is back in the day where you got to use on demand and stuff like that. You got to pay for shows.
Right.
And I bought like maybe a couple episodes. I had $2.
Side note, we could tell he like new sneakers because he still got the he still got tag. So all right, go ahead.
Thank you, appreciate it. And it's funny. I've been playing with it the whole time trying to pull it off. I was like, but Ottoman said I was trying to order this show, The Office, on demand. I had spent $2 for the whole month. So I was like, I can order, I can order. I was ordering weekly, and it wouldn't go through. And I'm like, well, why is it not going through? And like I said, me personally, I start to get not anal, but at a point in time, I get frustrated.
Right.
Like I'm like, yo, I really want to watch it, and this wasn't like I can pull it up on the internet or anything like that and watch it. This is before apps and all that stuff where you can watch shows. So I get frustrated. I call Comcast 10:30 at night. Hey, I'm trying to order this show. Why can't I order? It's like, oh, you're over the limit. And I was like, well, what do you mean I'm over the limit? I only spent $2. Like the writer's strike was just 2 weeks ago. Like the show just started back up. Like I know I'm not over the limit. It's like, nah, you ordered more than those 2 shows. And I was like,
what did I order?
What did I order? Literally, it was like, oh, you ordered 2 sticks and 1 chick, bisexual first timers. Then there was 6 other porn films that were ordered.
Hold on, let me get what I'm 2 sticks, 1 chick. Oh, okay, I get it.
Yep, 2 sticks and 1 chick.
You had to say it slowly. Okay.
And I was like, and then to cap it, he had ordered Resident Evil, like the movie. I was like, okay, he wanted something.
At the end, I'm relieved himself.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna rewind it a little bit. My ex my girlfriend at the time, she said that she had heard like some noise in the house or in the apartment, and this is after I kicked him out. But she didn't know that I kicked him out,
right?
So she thought this was normal,
right?
So he came through the window, went in the living room, and ordered these films, or within this one day.
Wait. Okay, listen, let's look because I'm confused.
Okay.
He went into the living room. I'm thinking that you got a basement. When you say he snuck,
this is a 2-bedroom apartment in Chicago.
So how you hear noise in the living room? Now we talking about black people. Come on, we talking about black people now. Mm-hmm. How you hear noise in the living room? It don't get alarmed of like, no, what's going on?
No, she didn't get alarmed because she's thinking that everything is normal. Like she thinks Jay is there, that he's.
She didn't know he was put out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So she didn't know he was put out. All right. Yeah. So with that, the noises that she's hearing are all sexual. Like, but she don't know because she says she wakes up, go to the bathroom,
right,
and and that's how she knows that it was Jay. So. Come to find out, as I'm talking to the people on Comcast, I was like, okay, when was these films ordered? She was like, well, one was ordered at, she said 8:29. This other one was ordered at 8:33 or 8:29 a.m. Another one was ordered at 8:33 a.m. And another one was ordered at 8:39 a.m.
He ain't like those. Okay.
Yeah, he was like, nah,
he ain't like 2 chicks.
Nah. Like, so he's literally running. Like I said, I don't understand the idea of like porn is available to anyone and whoever wants to watch it somewhere online. So So why would you freaking pay for it? You know,
he wanted to see it on the 85-inch.
I mean, probably back then it was probably 42.
Oh, well, he
You know,
wants
that was like 2008.
He wants to see it on 42.
Yeah. It was like 2000. That was 2008, 2000. Yeah,
it was a bigger picture.
Yeah, right. It was 42 was a big deal back then.
Yeah.
But all that being said, he was just watching the porn and just skipping out. I'm like, man, but I couldn't order my show. I ended up, paying for it and stuff. And they took some of it off. They didn't take all of it off, but it was just one of them things. I was like, okay, I can't trust you. I can't,
Now, did you ever tell him that you knew what he done, or
yeah?
What? How was that? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking about like I have a whole if I can figure out how to log on to MySpace.
And so what did he?
There's
say?
a whole MySpace. They didn't call them stories back in the day. It was something that they wrote back in the day.
But what did he say to you once you told him that?
Well, he said he didn't do it.
Oh, okay.
He lied on it, and that's my problem with lying, right? Just say it. I can trust you more if you say, hey, look.
Knowing your girlfriend already heard him in the living room, and he's still lied.
If you tell me as a young man, you be like, hey, look, and this is me as an understanding individual. Not that I'm a condone you watching porn, but I would rather you say, hey, look, Uncle Sean, I'm going through, I would like to watch porn on your computer or something like that.
So question, and maybe do you watch porn?
For the sake of the podcast, no, not really. But I will say that Pornhub is down. Pornhub has been down for almost 12, 14 days. It's not available in Georgia no more.
They want
you to register. Yeah, allegedly. But they want you to register. So they want you to go to your representatives within Georgia and vote that porn, that you don't have to register your ID every time you go to the porn website. But of course, there's other options if need be that you can go out and pursue.
So, ladies, let's be clear, because I know y'all listening to this podcast as it pertains to him. I asked that question because, again, a lot of us watch porn. However, we're not paying for it.
He made right. So that's the premise.
But I asked him, was he watching? Y'all heard it. I asked him, was he watching? I asked him, was he paying for? Okay, because I don't need
not according to the podcast.
I don't need y'all to question.
Man, LimeWire was a thing back in the day. You could find anything, whether it was Play It Again, Vanessa. I don't know if you remember Vanessa Del Rio. Remember the
I don't remember all that.
You know Vanessa Del Rio.
No,
you don't remember the
no.
what's the
I remember all that.
What's the Junior Mafia remix song with Biggie? You remember the Junior Mafia song with Biggie? She was in the video eating some cherries, and I'm gonna show you this video.
You got to wrap up. That means I ain't watching.
You watch.
Maybe back in the day.
What's it called? That one Players Anthem. It was it was a song that it was Biggie and Lil Kim. Where he was doing all of this stuff with Faith and throwing Faith clothes out of the window.
I don't remember, but
you remember How Do You Want It video?
How do you,
every single porn star
that different.
That was a porn star.
That's different. I don't know the others, but I'm not an avid porn watcher. And let me say disclaimer: I don't have nothing against folk watching porn. Now, every now and then, I ain't gonna say I don't have a freak Twitter or X. I may look at it every now and then, but I'm just not an avid porn type.
Oh no, I get that.
And it is what it is. But I'm just not an avid, and I have nothing against it at all.
We both getting calls at this time.
We both
right.
are, yeah.
We got to check off.
But it's been good. It's been real.
All right. Yes, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it. Great conversations again.
We will be doing this again, and y'all need to listen because we have a lot of topics to speak on.
Yeah, we got stuff we stuff in the bag that we haven't even gotten to yet. I wrote out topics and we did not hit not one of them, and that's okay. I like the conversation. I like the interaction. It's dope, and I appreciate you. So let's talk about it again.
I appreciate it. We will.
And we'll go from there. You with your boy Sydney, and you with your boy DJ Reality. Talk to you soon.